Face the Nation moderator and CBS News political director John Dickerson is in Washington. John, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
So what does this impact, this conversation between the Pope and Donald Trump, have on Donald Trump in South Carolina?
I think not a great deal, in the sense that there aren't a lot of Catholics in South Carolina. There are even fewer in the Republican primary process. This Pope is not terribly popular among, or he's not popular among Republican voters. Here, Donald Trump is being attacked on an issue where a majority of Republican voters are with him on the idea of building a big, strong wall. If that's, in fact, what Pope Francis was talking about, we also have to realize he might have been talking about metaphorical walls. But I think also, as we go into the vote, Donald Trump is at the center of the story. Other candidates who want to get their message out are now being blocked by the coverage of this.
And before this, there was a new poll that was, I assume, taken before this exchange of words, showing Trump slipping in South Carolina.
Perhaps. One of the interesting things we'll look to see in this vote in South Carolina is, what do the late deciders do? In Iowa, they didn't go for Trump so much in the last few days. In New Hampshire, they did. What this will tell us is there a way to knock votes off of him as people start to think more seriously about casting their votes? Or does he still have that kind of resilient support that is unshakable?
So let's look at second place then with Rubio and Ted Cruz. How important is that position for either one of them?
Well, if it would be a real boost for Marco Rubio coming out after his difficult performance in New Hampshire, it would be a real problem for Ted Cruz if he slipped into third. Now, if these polls that show tightening are correct, and Cruz is a close second to Donald Trump, then that's a real lift for Ted Cruz. South Carolina is obviously a strong state for him, but it's also not. It's also similar to the states we're going to see on Super Tuesday on the 1st of March.
Mm-hmm. Are there more Catholic voters, however, in some of those later states?
Well, in the Midwest, certainly Minnesota, Michigan, Ohio, of course, Massachusetts. But by the time we get to that, the race may have, certainly the race will have shifted, and it will have a different shape. I think John Kasich, who's hoping to do well in the Midwest, he's about the only one who's really trying to put all of his chips on the Midwest. But I think we'll be past the Catholic conversation by then.
All right, John Dickerson, good to see you. Thank you so much. And John will have the results from South Carolina and Nevada this Sunday on Face the Nation. He'll also talk with presidential candidate John Kasich and New Jersey Senator Cory Booker. That's on Face the Nation Sunday morning right here on CBS.